Welcome to Misunderstood Minds. I am your host, Wendy Moore. And today we're entering one of the most misunderstood areas in mental health. And that is the difference between psychosis and trauma-related altered perception. Because when someone describes unusual experiences like hearing things or feeling watched, or misreading situations, or even sensing danger where others do not, those experiences are often interpreted quickly, sometimes too quickly, and that can change everything about how someone is treated. This topic matters because perception is deeply personal. When perception shifts, people often feel frightened not only by the experience itself, but by what they fear it might mean. Someone might say, "I was scared to tell anyone because I thought they'd think I was losing touch with reality." And that fear is very common because culturally, psychosis is often misunderstood as one single thing, when in reality, there are many different reasons perception can be altered. And not all altered perception is psychosis. Psychosis is not a diagnosis by itself. It is a clinical state involving disruption in reality testing. So that may look like hallucinations or delusions, or disorganized thinking, and even perhaps fixed false beliefs. The key issue is not simply unusual experience. The key issue is how rigidly that experience is believed. So if someone hears a voice once while exhausted, that alone is not automatically considered psychosis. If someone misinterprets a sound during panic, that alone is not considered psychosis. If someone feels watched because trauma has heightened threat detection, that also is not necessarily psychosis. But what psychosis typically involves are three things. 1, reduced ability to reality test. This means the person cannot easily step back and question the perception. Second is fixed conviction. This is where the beliefs remain firm despite contradictory evidence. And third, there's a broader disruption, where thought organization and daily functioning may become impaired. Let me give you an example. A psychotic belief may sound like, "I know with certainty they've implanted devices in my walls." And there's no evidence that shifts that certainty. That rigidity is clinically significant. Now compare that with trauma. Trauma changes how the nervous system interprets threat. It heightens scanning, vigilance, sensory alertness, and pattern detection. Trauma survivors are often not hallucinating. They are over-detecting. Their nervous system becomes biased toward danger interpretation. So someone might say, I kept thinking I heard footsteps behind me, but when I checked, no one was there." That is often hypervigilance, not psychosis, because the system is overreading ambiguous stimuli. Trauma may also produce flashbacks, dissociative distortions, intrusive sensory memories, or body sensations mistaken as present danger. These can feel frighteningly real, but their mechanism is different. One of the biggest areas of confusion is dissociation. Dissociation can create depersonalization, derealization, altered time sense, or fragmented awareness. Someone may say, I felt like the room wasn't real, like I was in it, but not fully there. That can feel psychotic to the person experiencing it, but clinically, it is different. In dissociation, reality testing is often intact. The person usually knows, this feels unreal, but I know it's happening, and that distinction matters. This is where neural echo loops become essential. Sometimes altered perception occurs because unresolved fear memories are echoing into present interpretation. The nervous system is not responding to now. It is responding to resemblance. What often looks like distorted perception is really the nervous system replaying unresolved fear echoes. So someone may say, I knew the room was safe, but my body reacted like danger was everywhere. And that is trauma echo activation, not psychosis. Misdiagnosis happens when clinicians assess surface presentation without enough context. If someone says, I feel watched, without trauma history, that may sound psychotic. Within trauma history, it may sound like hypervigilance. Context changes meaning. The wrong question is, what strange symptom is this? The better question is, what mechanism is driving this experience? Is this psychosis? Is this trauma intrusion? Is this dissociation? Or is this panic misinterpretation? Treatment depends entirely on this distinction. Not every altered perception means psychosis. Sometimes perception changes because the nervous system has learned danger too well. And sometimes what appears irrational is actually a patterned survival response. This is Misunderstood Minds, where we make sense of what never quite made sense before. Misunderstood minds deserve careful listening, not quick conclusions. And as always, understanding begins with curiosity.